This is just one of 6 parts in the conversation, so check both of our channels for the other 5 parts.
So as far as me, who's going to be at the end, who's going to be the queen, it would be nice to see Sansa and Tyrion.
Okay, let's pause on that because that is the front runner. That's what I did. Here we go. So Scripps, Cripps, Series, and Flicks says Arya and Gendry is a possibility, and that's one of the 4 I was going to list. I absolutely see them together, but I see Arya as being the Lady of Winterfell. Do you think there's any chance Arya and Gendry rule from the throne?
I would say, like, for me, I can see it happening again because they decide to do it. But he again, it all goes back to who is legitimate, who gets their name. Are names really important? Can you have the bastard on the throne? Can they form a new name? Like, it all kind of it just depends on where they want the show to go. If showrunners want to convince us that yes, names are important, and they will choose, let's say, to legitimize Gendry or whoever to do that, then yeah. And then Arya, she said she's not a lady.
Little lady shouldn't play with swords.
I wasn't playing, and I don't want to be a lady.
Just because we say something when we're a kid doesn't mean that we're gonna, be with it all the time. She has the right to fall in love, and she has the right to be just by herself.
You know what's interesting?
Know. Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
No, go ahead.
Well, you know what's interesting? I just saw this the other day because I don't really watch the show too much, but I rewatched that clip. Well, people always mention the "that's not me" line. Like you said, people change. Like, did Lyanna ever think she was going to fall in love? No. I mean, Lyanna was basically Arya, and then all of a sudden love happens. But if you look at the sentence right before she tells Ned, "That's not me,"
can I be Lord of a Holdfast?
It's, can I be Lord of a castle? She has no problem being Lord of a castle. He says, no, we'll marry you off to some high lord. And then she says, that's not me.
You will marry a high lord and rule this castle. Mm-hmm.
No. That's not me.
So personally, I think that line is being, and it's different in the books. They don't have the first part in the books. But to me, that line actually foreshadows that she will be the Lord of a castle. I think it's going to be Winterfell. Not that she won't be. People are ignoring the first half of that. Can I be Lord of the castle? No, we're going to marry you off to someone. That's not me. Like, no one's marrying me off. I'm going to marry who I love. That's Arya.
I like that. I completely love the way you said it because, again, society, right? Like women and I think I was doing a video on something else and it said, we can be whoever we want to be. If I want to be a lady, I'm going to be a lady. If I want to be not a lady, I'm not going to be a lady. You don't tell society shouldn't tell me what I can be. If I want to be, back then a lady in the castle, I like Sansa wanted to be a lady. Sure, she can be a lady if she wants to be. She has a right to. Well, she doesn't have a right to, but technically, she should have a right to be anything she wants. And if Arya wants to be lady or lord of the castle, why not? So, there's nothing wrong with falling in love and being whoever she wants to be. One doesn't exclude the other. What's wrong with having both?
Absolutely.
She can go for both.
And she even says it's in Arya 1, I think her first chapter, where she. I think she's very misunderstood. I was one of the people who didn't understand Arya at all until I read every single one of her chapters 11 times a couple months ago. But yeah, I'm making a lot of Arya videos coming up. There are plenty of clues that Arya does like being a lady. She envies Sansa so much in A Game of Thrones, book 1. And even in her first chapter, she's like, oh, Arya better get a good steward because Arya's better at like sewing this or that. But I'm better with the numbers. So if Sansa's going to be a lady, she better get a good steward. Real quick, since we're speaking about ladies, I want to jump to Scripps, Clips, Series, and Flex. Wow. If lady is any foreshadowing, quote lady, meaning the wolf, direwolf lady, Sansa won't make it to the end. I'm going to have to disagree there. I know that famous direwolf theory, but of that, like, when direwolves die, the person dies. Summer died in the cave and Bran died in the cave. It's figurative. I think the lady wolf died down south. And I think so did the girl who dreamed of like knights in shining armor. She died down south. I don't think Sansa has to die. I think she figuratively died already. We'll see though.
Perfect. I wanted to add to that, Kev. So I mentioned a couple times, and this is, I wanted to make that point, get that point across. In the beginning, when we see that, because Sansa she wants to be a lady. She always wanted to be a lady, and her dog, direwolf, lady. When that direwolf died, when it was killed, Cersei was the one who technically started the whole. What about the direwolf? She was. It could have been quiet. Everything could have been fine. There would have been done, but she brought up the fact. Yeah, what about the direwolf? And that's how it started. So Cersei killed Lady in Sansa slowly she's killing a lady, whatever is left of her. So she'll still be a lady. I don't think Sansa will ever technically get her hands dirty. She will use others like a lady, like a lady should use others to get her whatever she wants, which may include getting somebody killed as a lady. But lady was dying all this time. The minute Cersei made sure that the lady would die, she was killing Sansa's lady. Yeah.
All right. So now I also want to look at some other options. I'm just going to briefly mention this one. I don't expect it to happen, but I think it's pretty. So like Sansa, I'm a Sansa shipper. I love Sansa and the Hound, or Sansa and Sandor. I don't think that's going to happen. Obviously, I think Arya is going to kill Sandor. She's going to have to. But and I expect Sansa and Tyrion. We'll get to that in a second. But one that people don't talk about too often is Sansa and Podrick. So Podrick's really interesting because if you think about Sansa's, it's her first chapter. She has her direwolf with her, and she looks up, boom, and there's it's not. I think it's Podrick's uncle. It's not his father or anything, or it might be like uncle twice removed. It's in his family. She runs into Sir Ilyn Payne. People forget that Sir Ilyn Payne is related to Podrick. So the young lady Sansa was first frightened by these Paynes, right? And then you have Podrick's storyline is very much connected to Sansa in both the books and the show. In the books, he chases after Brienne for a while. He finally catches up, and Brienne's whole purpose is to find Sansa. So he's chasing after her, and obviously they haven't gotten there yet, but his goal is to find Sansa. And in the show, he does the same thing, or he actually gets sent out with Brienne. So he's there from the start.
I have one more gift.
They're looking for Sansa. Day one, he's the one that sees Littlefinger and Sansa at the inn. Then they have like the whole chase. Then he ends up with Brienne. He literally fights people. He saves her life at the end of the day. So he's been up there. We haven't gotten any Sansa and Pod scenes, and I don't expect them to be together. But we've only got 6 episodes left. If there is a scene where Pod and Sansa talk, like in episodes 1 or 2, where they have a one-on-one and they talk, then we right away know they're ending the story together. I don't expect it, but just look out for a scene between them two in episodes 1 and 2, because that's going to give away the ending. It would be Sansa and Pod. So coming full circle, the guy she feared the most, Sir Ilyn Payne, and Pod would make. She's going to be queen. I mean, she is going to be queen. She's becoming such an amazing woman. Pod is not necessarily up to the task of managing the way she is. Like, she's been doing it, but Pod can grow into that. He's really smart. He studied everything. He knew all the banners when the people from Dorne showed up. B, he's really nice. I mean, C, he's really good in bed. Good, that Sansa needs that. No, but more importantly, like, he's loyal. He's just a good dude. He would be Sansa. If anyone deserves someone good, it's Sansa, and he is a good dude. He saved Tyrion's life. Sorry.
No, good.
I didn't mean to expand that much on him. I love Pod. I really do. He's one of my favorite characters.
No, I agree with you on that. I keep saying it sometimes in the comments. I say everybody needs Podrick in their life, but for many reasons, not for the obvious ones that people are.
I wasn't even thinking that. I would think just because he's adorable.
Well, he is adorable, but obviously for other reasons. But he is all other stuff. Well, everybody needs that. Why not? And especially Sansa, after what she's been through. But just on top of everything else that we were laughing about right now, he is good. Like, he is actual person who would make sure she's happy everywhere in any way possible, and she does deserve it. I mean, this woman has been through a lot. Obviously books and show it different, but still going through a lot. So that would be really nice to see that she is happy.
She must take his side, even when he's wrong.
But how can you let her marry someone like that?